everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Green Tea Bakery. Today you're getting ready with me and we're talking about life and business and all the good stuff. So the concept that I came up with is I wanted to talk about a few topics that I could break into like different podcast episodes or just record it, but I also thought it's really fun if I'll just, get ready. And if you're watching this on YouTube or on Spotify as a video, you'll be seeing everything. Otherwise, you're just listening to it. It's okay. You'll still get the value out of it without the visuals. But for context, I, out of completely nowhere, got this pimple on my cheek, which I usually don't get. And I'm gonna style my face around it. I don't want to cover it up because I have like ointment on it to, heal. So I'm just gonna work around it. And that's the thing for today as I talk. So let's get started. I don't want to edit this much. I just want to, keep it as raw and random as it's going to be. But I have a few thoughts in my head. So first, I feel alive again in a way that, when growing up, people would always talk about seasonal depression or like seasonal, like how they feel so low energy during winter or like late fall. And while of course, like, there are like different emotional states, like there's clinical depression, there's anything possible out there, I feel like, the natural cycle of calming down, like resting, preparing in the colder months, if you live in a place where you have colder months, it impacts you so much. And then when there's spring, when there's like summer coming and you have more energy, it's just, I don't know, I just have so much more energy and I have so much clarity and hope and everything in me. So that is just something that I observed. And I am, as you can probably also tell, like I started doing more podcast episodes and everything. Well, no, actually I was doing stuff in January, but it was just like my coping mechanism with life basically. But now I feel so good. Life is so exciting, and I don't know, we'll talk about all the details. But what I want to start with is yesterday was graduation of many of my friends. I got sunscreen in my eye. Oh my god. Anyways, a good portion of my friends graduated a year before me. Like a good portion graduated with me last year, and then there's still a few people, but like the last big group of friends graduated this year, yesterday, from Northeastern. And that was such an emotional moment for many reasons. First, that initially I was supposed to come and like be there with them, but life and different events of April led me to not coming to Boston for the celebrations. So like, of course, on one end I felt a bit sad because it was like the last time those people would be all together in one place. I mean, not the last time, but like I think I had such a smooth transition from college this past year because basically I left, but most of my friends stayed. So in a way, my brother stayed, so it's like I could come back to Boston and have everyone, most people still at the same spot, like, or still studying or like working now, like doing different stuff. But for me, it felt like I was removed, but like life stayed there. And now it's changing that yes, there's still a few people staying, but a lot of people are not. So now it feels, like I'm an adult actually, like, my little college bubble is bursting and like going around the world and staying in different places. But it's okay. This is life, this is growing up. But it just felt a bit sad to especially not be there in this special moment for my friends. Also because I'm so incredibly proud of them. Like they're such smart, kind, incredible people. And I don't know, especially like my art club group. For people who don't know the story, I created an art club for like non-art majors mostly, or just people who wanna, like to paint and like to talk to other people, with my friend Toma. We started doing our first year, but like we really opened it our second year. And around that art club became such a community of like, I think they're gonna be my lifelong friends, like people who I love so much, and they're just, you know, it's truly like the idea of your vibe attracts your tribe. It's like if you create a place around your interests that you like, that I am not an art major, but I love to paint and I love to have like-minded people around me. And we had so many people from so many different majors, so many different backgrounds, so many different countries. Like it was such an international great group. And especially like the e-board, the like team leading it was truly so incredible. And yeah, and it felt like seeing all them taking their like little graduate pictures together, like the people who still stayed, who didn't graduate last year. It just felt so special, and I felt so proud. And also one of the team members who actually joined after I left, so like this past year, and I met her while I was in Boston in November. She reached out yesterday and shared how grateful she was that Toma and I created the club, that she was part of it, and like particularly gratitude to me for like, because I'm not gonna go into details, but like in a particular situation where I supported her, and it just felt so special, and I felt so grateful for the people in my life. And oh my god, I'm gonna cry again. But yeah, and then I tuned in to watch the graduation live stream for like 10 minutes, and I saw most of my friends, you know, like when the camera goes through, like zooms in randomly into people, so that felt also like, oh my god, I'm there. And yeah, and also funny that 10 days before the graduation ceremony, someone from advancement who I know from a trip to Athens reached out to me asking if I want to record like a little message. Like, I mean, it's just like saying like, yay, like Huskies for life, but basically it was like a little message for the graduating class. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I did it in German and Russian, but I think they took someone else to do the Russian part, so they took my German part. But anyways, I was there on the screen in Fenway, which was also funny, because it's like, people wrote to me, oh my god, we saw you on the screen. So it felt like I was there, you know, like a cyber version of me. But anyways, enough about that. But it was just very special, and I felt so grateful, and I felt so happy, and was such a great weekend. And, you know, seeing people you love have such a great celebration and like have such a happy moment, even though I'm not there, still feels very special. So that's that. And another thing that happened yesterday, I'm one of the OG members of my friends Dinara's Discasso like group, where it's like a really cool group of honestly it's only a woman right now, but group of women where we talk weekly about different topics, and it's like a very great self-development inspiring group. Like the people from there are just incredible. But anyways, we had a meeting, like a group call yesterday, and there was Dinara's coach, who is such a cool woman, because she combines like entrepreneurship and all that with spiritual practices. But anyways, like I'm not going to go too much into detail into this call, but like a big takeaway and learning that I had for myself is that I have tendencies to rebel against everything in a way that I don't like. I feel like it was always this way. Like I don't like if something has to be done a certain way. Like it starts with like stupid things as, I mean, not stupid, but you know, starts with things as I need to, I don't know, like I need to write an essay and I have to do it a certain way. Like I'm gonna do it my way. Like I'm gonna do it really, really well, but I'm just gonna do it my way. Like I'm gonna cut corners and like, you know, do research the way I want to do it. Like it's always been like this, that with different stuff, like I don't want to do it the way it's supposed to be done. I want to do it my own way. And it also kind of flew over into my work, where, you know, it's like I get so much satisfaction from rebellion in a way. Like for example, I had to do my visa process, and like with STEM OPT, I'm not going to go into legal advice now, but like with STEM OPT request, for people who don't know what it is, in the US, like if you had a student visa, then you can work in the US, but it's like, it's a special visa, you get 1 year, and then if you had a STEM degree, you can extend like 2 extra years. Anyways, to request it, it's like a 2-step process, and I cut, like usually the first step takes like 2 to 3 weeks to get approved, and then the second step takes like 5 to 8 weeks to get approved and like get the final result. And I cut the first process and I got it in 2 days because I scheduled a meeting with people, with like officials who are gonna be reviewing my application. So I just scheduled in a meeting and like walked them through my application, asked them if there are any questions, then a question resolved it. Like it was so fast. And technically, I mean, it's legal, you know, it's like fine, like I can do that, it's not forbidden, but like nobody really tells you to do it. And I just wanted to do it. I just didn't want to wait. I just wanted to find a better way. And like when it all worked out and I got this email with the confirmation I needed, I just felt like, I felt so good. Like, you know, I broke a structure that usually takes 3 weeks and I did it in 2 days. And with anything, like I love breaking the rules in a way, but also it's often self-sabotage. Like I have a plan that I need to get those 3 things, for example, done today. I just don't want to do it, and I just start doing something completely random. Or like morning routines, I know that I need to wake up and the first thing I need to read a book for like at least 5 minutes just for my brain to warm up. I know I'm not supposed to go on my phone, usually I don't, but sometimes I just take it. I just take my phone just because, you know, I'm like, I wanna, you know, I know this is good for me, but I'm just still going to do something else. And oftentimes this like rebellion within me is counterproductive because I'm not doing the things that I know I need to do that are good for me, that, you know, will bring me forward, will bring my business forward. I just don't do it. And something that I learned from the call yesterday, that this rebellion could be used in my favor. And for example, like with the visa, right? It's like I was so excited that I was able to find a way to cut the waiting time and just do it in 2 days, in a completely legal, fine way. But it's just like finding the ways in life, like how can I rebel and how can I break something in a way that will actually benefit me and actually not, you know, sabotage my workflow and sabotage everything, but actually help me. And yeah, so I'm thinking of what are other ways I can implement this mindset and like revisit my everyday workflow, because I just notice myself so many times self-sabotaging because I just don't want to do the thing I told myself I'm going to be doing. So yeah, that is a thought for you. If you're also a person who likes to rebel against things, and rebelling could be like, I don't know, doing things super last minute, like a deadline, you just don't want to do it because like you have to write this essay, you just don't want to do it. You need to submit these documents, you just don't want to do it. And you know, all my people there who do things last minute, think about it. Maybe it's like a tendency that you have, and maybe it's like something you can explore. Like how can you actually use this to in your favor in order to maybe do things faster than you're supposed to normally if you follow all the rules. Of course, like, you know, don't do anything criminal, but like if there are ways of doing something faster and better than the way that's written, go do it. Or like invent your own way, just do it. Why not? Like the world needs people to rebel to advance our world. Exactly. Anyways, I'm trying to open this eyebrow gel and I haven't been fully getting ready because I've been just talking, but it's okay. I guess I can't open it. Anyways, another thing, talking about rebellion. I rediscovered this concept of reinventing and redefining entrepreneurship. Like, what does it mean to me? And what does it mean to be an entrepreneur? I feel like I knew this before, but I kind of fell into this pitfall of thinking, you know, like I have to be this person who like works 24/7, who like is super analytical driven and like does so many things a certain way in order to be a good entrepreneur. Like I have to have, you know, like a certain income. I have to have like, you know, investments flowing in left and right, or like actively seeking them every single day because that's what people tell you. But it's like, I know what's best for me and I know what's best for my business, and reinventing the picture of how it looks like to be an entrepreneur and knowing that you can do it in any possible way. But the most important thing is taking action, but action can be, you know, you can sit down and do like one small thing in 10 minutes is going to generate you more than maybe like, I don't know, sitting and like banging your head against the wall for 8 hours a day. You know, it's like if you intuitively know, and if you really tune into yourself and like you know the right steps, or like you keep going and going and you know it's like, oh, I think I should do this, or like scratch that, I think I should do this instead. I think this is a much more intuitive and productive way of entrepreneurship than being like, oh, I gotta follow all those rules, like I have to be like, you know, like this entrepreneur on paper. And it's just something I remembered because I kind of forgot about, you know, being me, being myself with all my ups and downs, all my characteristics and everything. Like, how can I use it actually as a benefit for me? How can I actually use this in my favor, you know? So it's just something that I thought about. And a key thing that also was the takeaway of yesterday's call is like action. You know, you gotta do things. You gotta do, always create, always be in the flow. And certain things you'll do gonna go great. Certain things you're gonna do, they're gonna fail. But while doing, the world, the universe loves action. And while you're doing and doing and doing, there will be more clues for you. Like, oh, okay, while doing this, I'm realizing actually maybe I should switch this. Maybe, I don't know, like let's say you're doing, what could you be doing? Let's say you're doing a flower business, like you're opening a flower shop, for example, right? But just sitting and being like, oh, I really want to open a flower shop. Let me analyze like which type of flowers I should have there. Let me do like deep market research about what type of people will be coming. Of course, like do your research, but also if you intuitively think, I think I should only be selling like peonies, like this is gonna be my thing, I'm gonna be a peony only store in May, and then like in June when it's season for some other flower, I'm gonna be selling only this one flower. Maybe this is gonna be like your unique concept. And by following the rules and being like, oh, you should diversify, you should have different flowers, like what if, you know, your clients don't like this one, blah blah blah. But if you intuitively know you need to be like a exclusive flower shop each month because you feel so, because you think so, do it. You know, it doesn't make sense on the outside, but if this makes sense to you, do it. And truly take the action to get a step closer, because if you're just sitting, the energy is sitting there. And if you're like trying to fit into a box that is just not yours, like trying to like go a path that like people tell you is the right for your type of business or your type of whatever you're doing in life, but intuitively you know something else has to happen, do it. But don't just, you know, get blocked as I sometimes do, but just go for it. And another thing that's completely unrelated I kind of want to talk about is I was putting on my, let me show you my outfit. I was putting on my, what is the brand called? Sprintex? No, it's not Sprintex, it's something else. No, not spandex. What is this brand called? I forgot. Anyways, there is this great brand. I hope I will. SheerTags, of course, SheerTags. Sorry, it's SheerTags. There's this brand a Canadian brand that does, their entire brand idea is doing like super, you know, like sustainable materials that don't break. And they started with tights. I'm sure maybe you've seen videos on Instagram or TikTok or somewhere of tights commercials, like super indestructible tights and so on, how like, you know, you can tear them, you can do whatever, you can wear them for years and they're not going to break. And when I first saw this commercial in 2022, I ordered a few pairs. They had like a Black Friday sale, and I thought like, I'm gonna give it a trial, because I do wear a lot of tights and they do break, and it's really annoying to have broken tights and have to buy them all the time. It's not sustainable, it's really annoying, it's really difficult to plan. So I got the tights and I wore them for a year and a half, and they were in great shape, but I thought maybe I should get a new pair. And I got the new pair, and they're cool. And now that they blew up and became much more popular, they have many more designs, like they're much bigger as a company. But I noticed their quality is going down. Like the tights I got now, like it's the same pair of tights I got a year and a half ago, but I decided to refresh them. But like, let me show you again. If you're watching a video, you get the you get the visuals. Like, do you see how you can truly like see like it's a net? Like you can see all the it just doesn't look even. And in a way, like the material is much more loose than it, like it used to be much more, I don't know, like it would still, like the transparency would be kind of the same, but the material looked less strappy and like more coherent in a way. I'm lacking the vocabulary to describe it, but what I realized that a lot of brands do that. Like they blow up doing something, and of course, don't get me wrong, maybe like this is their new technology and it's supposed to work better, but I feel like they're the same pair of tights that I got before now just has a lower quality. And I noticed with so many brands that people decrease their quality of products after some time, after they get like their customer base. And I remember I noticed it very early on, where it's like, if like in my neighborhood where I used to live, if there's like a new farmer's little store, you know, where they sell cheese and milk and everything from like a really good place, and everyone starts going there because it's really good and people love it, and then after some time they notice that, oh, like the milk wasn't that fresh, oh, the cheese is kind of sticky, like that doesn't sound right. And after they have this customer base, they start decreasing it. Or like I had it with a veggie, I don't think there is a thing like this in the US much, but you know, like people have little stores on the street, or like within a store there is like a place where you can buy just vegetables, for example. So it's like a smaller store within a store, or sometimes it's outside, where they were selling different vegetables. And at first they were always like known as the place with the best quality products and like the best prices and everything, so everyone kept going there. And then after some time they start decreasing the quality. Like sometimes they put like a rotten tomato into your bag when packing them, like without you noticing. And after some time, like the word just gets around, people get a rotten tomato once and like they don't want to come there anymore, they're gonna switch. And I just don't understand why brands do that, like why companies do that. And it could be also noticed on like a bigger commercial scale where a product decreases its quality after some time. But I think it's just like, it's such a mistake. Like, of course, yes, it's gonna maybe cut your costs, but like it's very not long-term thinking if you decrease, literally like after a year and a half into the business, if you start decreasing the quality, like this is such short-term thinking. Like, yes, okay, cool, you're gonna have higher profits for, I don't know, some time, but if the word gets around that, you know, it's going down, or like people feel themselves that this is not the same product I used to buy, people are gonna go. And I just find it so interesting. And I know for sure it's something that I really want to keep in mind when I'm building my brand, that quality is always key, and I don't want to decrease it just to have higher profits short term, but long term I want to have a brand that stands behind the quality and stands behind the product. So I don't know, that's just another thought that I had. But I realized I didn't even really got ready because I was talking. I was so passionate about talking, I couldn't open my eyebrow gel, and I decided not to do it. You see, again, I decided to pivot just because I feel like it, and I couldn't open things, and I put a little bit of stuff on, but this is the get ready with me without getting ready. So maybe sometimes realizing that actually we don't need to get ready, maybe, or I don't know. I put sunscreen on, I put like a spray. I'm gonna do another coat of this refreshing spray in my face. That's it. I think I'm done. I'm gonna rock this pimple on my face until it heals, and I have to go to the art studio and paint, and I'm so excited. But yeah, that was everything I wanted to share today. Thank you for coming to my get ready with me without the get ready part. But let me know what you think, and reach out to me on Instagram as usual at Christina Stefania. And what else? That's it. As you can see, I have a new background that I rearranged my paintings on the wall here because I'm going to be filming a big project, and actually another thought that I wanted to share. I had this idea to film this project in, I think, like 2.5 years, and with certain ideas that come and go just other people, you know, they're living creatures, and if you don't execute on some idea, maybe move on to someone else, and someone else will execute it, because these ideas are not you, they're coming through you. But this idea, like certain ideas just stick with you. You know, it's like you probably know it as well. Like there are certain ideas that stick with you for many, many years. They kept coming back, they keep knocking on you, keep knocking on your head. And one of those ideas is somehow connected to this beautiful background. And I am finally executing it. I kept doing a little bit of moves towards this idea in the last year, but now I'm actually doing it, and I'm very excited. So stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, until the next episode. Bye.